Good morning all, or I would say good evening. Today's webinar topic is mobile learning solutions, how to get started. Let me brief you a little bit about the presenters. Myself is Jay Patadia and my colleague is Deval Shah. Deval is the Senior Project Manager in our Mobile Application Technology Department and also handling e-learning and mLearning projects. The agenda for today's discussion is enterprise mobility, shape of things to come, wherein we will discuss about the industry statistics, about what is the overall mobile application industry and mLearning industry. Then we will discuss about advantages of using mLearning and different types of applications could be possible in mLearning. Then we will talk about currently available mobile apps in the market, and gradually we will discuss about, in case you would like to develop your own application, then what should be the steps you need to consider and how you should get started. Then challenges, best practices, followed by question and answers. Let's start with the first agenda. We will talk here about the future of mobile apps. In 2007, the mobile app industry was non-existent, but if we see now, then US consumers are spending almost 127 minutes per day using the different applications, and a user using a smartphone is using more than 100 apps on their devices. The market is extremely booming. And if we talk about the revenue statistics, then in 2013, mobile apps industry is expected to generate $25 billion in terms of revenue, and in 2016 it is expected to reach at $46 billion US dollar. So we can see that the future is very bright into the mobile application industry. Now let us talk about mLearning, the expected revenues and the current statistics about the mLearning market. The US market for mobile learning products and services has reached to $958.7 billion in 2010 and expected to reach $1.82 billion by 2015. Similarly to the Asian mobile learning market, it is $2.6 billion in 2012 and expected to grow to $6.8 billion by 2017. And African market is expected to get double to $512.7 billion by 2016. And if you see the overall e-learning market of all over the world, then the market is expected to reach $9.1 billion by 2015. The early adopter countries of mLearning were US, Japan, England, and Australia. Emerging high growth rate markets are China, India, Indonesia, and Brazil. Now let us talk about the mLearning solutions. The advantages of mLearning solutions. You can access it from anywhere and anytime. You could be sitting at the coffee shop or at any restaurant or whatever, and you can start learning using the mobile apps. It provides a great flexibility to the tutors as well as to the learners. It gives an advantage to distribute the learning content or conduct the user test in real time from anywhere. It's appealing to the learners because most of the learners or most of the people are using the smartphones, so it becomes very easy for them just to install an application or open the application into their browser and start using it. It gives an added advantage to remain competitive in the market. If you have your e-learning platform or an application and would like to convert the same thing into the mobile platform. It gives an added advantage compared to the market. It helps in reducing the cost. If in case you are delivering or you are implementing a concept called bring your own device, so it helps in terms of reducing your operation cost or infrastructure cost. Instead of giving a specific laptops or something to access the content, users can use their own devices. Then we have different types of mLearning applications. The first one is a VLE based learning environment. It's called a virtual learning environment. The applications like Moodle, they are coming up with their mobile version of the same platform. These are the applications, could be browser based, or you can install the application into the device and start using it. Then we can have a content delivery platforms wherein we build the application only to deliver the content in Word, PowerPoint, PDF, or HTML or XML based files. We can use the MSCOM compliance package to deliver the content. Some applications could be built only for the getting the test results. So the tutors can conduct the test in real time, anywhere and at any time. Then we can have just-in-time training. This could be the applications very handy for any individual when he requires the support or learning on instant basis. If in case a salesperson is sitting at the customer's premises to demonstrate his company's product, and he can access the wiki library from his mobile, or he can connect with the corporate office of the company and get the instant response to learn about the product. Then we can have collaborative learning. This uses social networking apps, something like Google Groups or others, wherein the learners can connect with each other. They can exchange the learning ideas or information, and they can learn in a group in a social networking fashion. Then we have augmented reality. It's a very booming concept. The digital devices which are coming with good camera, they provide a facility to see the any particular learning objective or learning object or something into a 3D model, and wherein he can change the image, 3D image, and he can see or he can learn more about particular parts of an object and like that. And there are reality browsers available. If you are using Android based Google Galaxy phones, that provides layers as an application that gives a facility to learn more from the different layers available into the particular application. So the tutors or learning providers can come up with more and more content and more layers in such type of application, and users can start accessing and learning from that. Then we have learning support applications. These are not the applications that are directly used for providing learning, but these are supporting applications to the main learning application. This could be like providing campus maps to the student, dictionaries or timetables or such type of support. And the most exciting is the learning games. By using the extensive graphics and animations, the users can access or play with the games, and they can learn more about a particular subject or topic. Now let's see about who could be the users and what could be the usage of mLearning. The first and foremost is the education industry, wherein educational institutes, colleges, universities, students, personal tutors, they can use mLearning platform. Apart from that, we have private organizations and business houses. They can use the platform to provide induction training material, or they can provide manufacturing training, any specific organization process training, or sales process training. any particular product usage training. They can give the application to their customers so that customers can use the application and learn about any particular products of any company. We can have hospitals and healthcare companies. They use the mLearning platform to provide training for new medical equipment usage, or they provide specific training to doctors and nurses to teach them about the new methodologies for different diseases. So mLearning and e-learning platforms are highly used in hospitals and healthcare companies. If we see about the statistics, like who are the audiences who are using the mLearning platform right now, we can see that employees are the highest numbers in terms of using the mLearning platform. Then managers, followed by executives, instructors, sales representatives, students in education programs, and so on. We can see that most of the mLearning platforms are used into, or basically used by the corporate companies that we can see from the statistics. Now let us talk a little bit about currently available mobile apps. We can see that these are the couple of images or icons I have provided of different applications. The drawing pad is an Android-based application, very famous into the market. It gives the users a facility to draw using different type of pencils and sketches. It provides a specific image to a user to draw certain patterns, and users can do practice to design or draw particular objects. Animated puzzle is a very famous application and very exciting game as well. It provides the facility to kids to learn or explore more about different animals, to understand about the eating habits, and the origin and genre of particular animals. Then we have iStory books, which provides the stories to the students so that students can read the different stories with animated cartoon and graphics. Also, there is a character into this app called Maya, which reads out loud the different stories. Then offline dictionaries are available into the market that helps to the students of GRE, TOEFL or such type of examinations. Mathematical calculation apps are, I would say, a couple of available in the market. Now let us see a couple of examples of the applications that we have built for our customers. The first one is the iVocab, which provides a facility to the users to create their own library, wherein they can convert certain words from the native language to the other language, let's say English, and they can build a library of their own vocabulary so that they can refer it anytime in the future. Then we have iFeed application. This particular application provides the users to add different RSS feeds of the learning related blogs or websites, so they can be up to the mark or updated with the recent trends and recent industry news related to the education. Then we have Learn English application, which provides the facility to the students to learn English language, like different words, as well as to learn grammar and sentence creation. It helps to the user of elementary level or a beginner level into the English language to learn more about the English language. After that, we have Learning app for doctors. This application provides the facility to doctors to learn about the various medical equipments, how to use the equipments, as well as it provides the training about a particular medical disease. The application is very robust, wherein it provides the facility to users to highlight the useful part from the learning material, and they can store it into the specific file for their future records. Then we have mLearning application built for hospital. It provides a facility to doctors to learn more about different X-ray reports, and they can understand about how to analyze and identify different X-ray reports using the application. Then we have preschool game. This game is built for the preschool kids. They can drag and drop the proper fruits or animals into the right dialog box, and if they are doing it right, they will lead to the next level, and gradually the levels gets increased and they can get the composite score. It helps the kids to learn more about the different animals, fruits, and etc. After that, we have learned about wells. This application was built to provide education and knowledge about the different whales, their origin, their gender, and their eating habits, or more to explore about the different whales, the different shows happening about the whales or something like that. Then we have storytelling app. This app gives a story to any particular student or any user, and they need to follow the rules of the story provided, and they need to play a game with that. If they follow the story correctly, then they can win the game. And this application is basically built to boost the IQ level of any students and user. Now let's talk more about if you would like to develop your own application, then how should we get started. First and foremost step is to decide the objectives and target audience, wherein you need to come up with your main objectives to provide the mLearning into mobile devices, and you need to consider your target audience, whether the content would be suitable for them to read from a small device, or you need to alter the content or something like that. Then we have design consideration. While creating the content for the mLearning, we need to consider some of the points in mind. Let's say the content should be very short and to the point. The content should be very light so that it takes a very less loading time into a particular device. The content should be very simple. We need to use the formula of KISS, that is, keep it small and simple, or keep it short and simple. Then the content should be into the small chunks of context into different individual files to reduce the loading time. And we need to incorporate the concept of fun learning, that is called edutainment. I would say this would be the must to engage the learners into using the mLearning platform. And we need to try to limit as much as graphical content if we are delivering the text and reading content to the user. After that comes development considerations, wherein we need to first decide the mLearning platform, which platform we would like to use. It depends on your analysis based on the type of devices your users are using. If you are using the concept of bring your own device, or if you are providing a specific device to your users, then as per your selection of device, you can select the platform to create the mLearning platform. There are different platforms like iOS for iPhone and iPad. We can build the application for iPod, Android, BlackBerry, Windows Phone 7 and 8. Also, we can use the PhoneGap. PhoneGap is a specific tool if in case we would like to build a cross-platform application comprising all the others, then we can use the PhoneGap and HTML5. If in case you would like to distribute the ebooks, then you need to follow a specific e-publication formats, and while creating the application you need to take into consideration the SDK to use the e-publication formats for ebooks. Then you need to decide whether you want to build the application that should be native application. That means it should be installed into a device and you need to use it, or you would like to use a browser-based application that requires continuous internet connection. Then you can decide upon your database planning, wherein if your data size is too large and your content is too heavy, and we can use the cloud-based platform like Amazon Cloud or Windows Azure or something like that to host the data on cloud. Or if the data is not that much huge, we can go with any private hosting provider. Then we need to decide about whether the content should be distributed in a dynamic way or an offline mode. The dynamic way means if your application is installed application, that is a native application, then also they require internet connection to access the information. In such type of scenario, we need to use web services to transfer the content from the main database to the mobile devices. Or we would like to provide offline mode, wherein the user do not require at all internet connection, but all the content and everything would be residing into the mobile device itself. Then we can have, or we can use DITA based standard to create the content. The standard is known as Darwin Information Typing Architecture. It's an XML based data model for authoring the content or to distribute the content. If you have prepared the content as per the standard, it would be easier for you to distribute the content on the mobile devices. You need to decide upon the communication mechanism with the users. Would like to use SMS, chat, email, video calls, push notifications, or voice call. Based on the requirement or the agenda of your application, we can use any of that. And you need to decide upon the interactivity mechanism, where and when you would like the interactivity to be happen with the user. Let's say during a particular learning session, the user should be clicking onto the particular area to learn more about it or something like that with different buttons, or that we need to take into consideration. Then if in case you are distributing the content by selling it through as an e-commerce platform using your mobile devices, that is called as m-commerce as well. So in that case you need to integrate payment gateways to collect payment from the users. So to subscribe for a particular course or any content, the user can pay through PayPal or any other payment gateways, like Authorize.net is the other one, or there are a couple of others available in the market. You can use any payment gateway. Then we need to have a tools consideration to use the different tools while creating the mLearning platform. The tools could be like authoring tools and publishing tools. There are various tools available in the market built by a couple of companies, and I would say all the companies who are into the e-learning platform, who has their own authoring tools, they are now coming up with the authoring tools for mobile devices too, and the pace at which they are coming up is very fast. At the moment there are good tools available out of SurfPoint that you can use for authoring the device, and there are a couple of others. Then you need to follow specific industry compliances. Let's say you can have the content as per the SCORM compliance, or you need to understand of using the Flash content, because the Flash is not supported by iOS or iPad on iPhone or iPad devices. You need to create the content accordingly. And implementation considerations. You need to understand about the security level that you would like to implement for delivering the content. Once the content is delivered, would you like the users to download it and store it into their devices, or you would not like to allow them to store it or copy the content, because the content is key over here and the author need to make sure about the security of the content and the entire platform. You need to specify the after-sales support in terms of when the users are using the mLearning platform. If in case they encounter any problem, how would you like to provide the support to the users. Then you need to have a device consideration. You need to decide upon whether you would like to allow them to bring their own devices, or would you like to distribute the devices. Then you need to implement organization-wide policies, wherein you can specify a specific time period to access the mLearning platform on a specific time period, or if you are distributing your own devices, then you can come up with such policies wherein if the devices are returned like broken or damaged, then you can charge some sort of fine to the users or something like that. So such type of policies you need to define into your organization. So there are some challenges, and also there are best practices of using the mLearning. The best practices for mLearning are, the first one is the prototype. You must create a prototype before going full-fledged on implementing the concept of mLearning. It will help you to reduce your risk, and it will help you to come up with a robust solution or robust platform of mLearning. And you need to have a right technology vendor. If you don't have in-house capability, you need to select your vendor. The vendors must be knowledgeable enough in terms of delivering the mLearning platform. The vendor like us can help you in developing the mLearning platform in a short span. And you need to have a media consideration, wherein you need to decide upon using the media files like MP3 for audio, or WMV video files, MP4 files, or like that. You need to make sure about using the right type of file that is supported by the devices, and also you need to take into consideration the size of the files to make sure it does not get more heavy in terms of downloading by the users or transferring the data. Then you need to limit the use of data entry. The device screen size is very small, so in that case all the users would face a difficulty in terms of typing the data as and when required. So as much we limit it, the users will enjoy it for using the application. We need to authenticate the users and device prior to giving access to the mLearning platform. There are authentication mechanism, login ID and passwords for users. Apart from that, we can use device authentications as well. Then there are a couple of challenges. In terms of technical challenges, the device screen size is very small. It cannot be very good convenience for the user. That could be the one challenge. Then we have some places where the signals are not available properly, so it helps or hampers the users to learn. And if you have your own e-learning platform and would you like to convert to mobile platform, to transfer the content to mobile platform is not an easy job. You cannot use the same content into the same formats in the same formatting for mobile devices. You will have to work around a lot to convert it as per the suitability for the mobile devices. The battery life plays an important role. If the battery life goes, then it hampers the learning environment. Then there is hardly support available for shortcut keys, so that's again a challenge compared to laptops or PCs. Mobile devices have their own volume controls. If in case a tutor is giving a live session, the users may get mute and start not paying attention. The content security is again a challenge by the author. If the author is very keen about not allowing the users to copy the content. There are some educational challenges wherein it becomes difficult to measure the effectiveness of learning, but we can overcome this challenge I would say, in a good fashion. In terms of that, we can measure the time a user is spending behind the mLearning platform to finish any particular session, and based on that we can measure the effectiveness as well. We can come up with such type of parameters. We can set it up from the back office platform from where we are distributing the content. There is no any demographic boundaries, so the learners may be sitting at restaurant or maybe sitting at a particular cafe or something like that, or playing with the friends. He might be paying attention, so his attention may not be up to the mark that it should be. It's a very new concept and very different from the conventional learning methodology. So the acceptance level could be little low for the users, but gradually the smartphone access is increasing, and definitely this challenge could be overcome, and I would say very soon, within 1 year or so. I am almost done with the presentation. The session is now open for question and answers.